What's up, Facebook? Wanted to come again and speak to you. I've been off the last couple of days, so I've had a chance to read over some of the comments on Facebook, which normally I don't have time to do. And I'm thankful that I was able to read all these comments. It's apparent to me that so many people are in need, and so many people are scared right now. They don't know what's going to happen with the coronavirus. They don't know what's going to happen with their jobs. They don't know what's going to happen with their bills. I mean, even people who have jobs are concerned that the new way that they have to perform that job, they don't know exactly what needs to happen or how it looks and what they need to do. So I wanted to come and give some encouragement to everybody, just to remind you that God will always take care of you. He will always be there for you. And the story that came to mind was in Daniel 3, when you had the king of Babylon, Nebuchadnezzar, to make this huge, he made this very huge statue of gold. It was 90 feet tall, 9 feet wide. And what was so different about this one, when he made it, he made a decree that everyone who hears the sound of any musical instrument would have to bow down to this gold god, if you will. This is a problem, because they had people who were Jews there. They had people who were not going to worship this god. To be specific, they had Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And some of the people who were there noticed that they did not bow when the music came on. And just like some other people in our lives, they're always looking for us to see if there's something they can tell on, if it's something that they can do that will hurt us. In this case, they did this to those 3 Hebrew boys. But the reason why I chose this particular story, 90 feet tall and 9 feet wide is huge. That's a really big problem. I think that the problem we're having today is massive. It's huge. When you look at it, it seems to be 90 feet tall, 9 foot wide, and it seems like you have to climb it. Well, the good thing is, I'm going to share this story with you. I want you to go back and read Daniel 3. I'm not going to be able to read the whole thing to you, but I will read the parts of it that will make you shout. So King Nebuchadnezzar builds this gold god, if you will. He says if music goes off, everyone has to stop, bow down to this. And the 3 Hebrew boys wouldn't do it. So they were told on, and so the king says, bring him to me. He brings him to him, and he asks him, is it true that you wouldn't bow down? And so, normally this is a time where people begin to lie. But see, they believe so strongly in their faith, they didn't believe that it was a time to lie. It was their faith, and their faith was unquestionable, and they would not go against what they believed. So they said to him, okay, he said, I'm going to give you a chance. You just bow down right now and everything's fine. So this is in Daniel 3, chapter 6, verse 16, rather. And they replied, and they said, O Nebuchadnezzar, we do not need to defend ourselves before you. If we are thrown into the blazing furnace, the God whom we serve is able to save us. He will rescue us from your power, your majesty. But even if he doesn't, we want to make it clear to you, your majesty, that we will never serve your gods or worship the gold statue you have set up. Well, That's the word. Right now, we are going through some tremendous times. It's hard. You don't know where your check is going to come from. You don't know if you have a job when it's time to return back to work. School teachers are out trying to teach children who wouldn't listen in the classroom, and now you're trying to teach them online. And of course, they're not going to listen there. You have people who are having to worry about child care. You have people who have to worry about what's next. And in this time, you need to think about the 3 Hebrew boys. When they were faced with something that was so scary, you have a king in front of you telling you, if you will bow down to my gold statue, you will live, you will be fine. If not, you will be thrown into the fiery furnace. Not only did they respond, but they responded with faith, saying, hey, even if you throw me into this fiery furnace, my God can save me. My God will save me. But even if he doesn't, he's still my God. Even if he doesn't, he's still protecting us. I think somebody needs to think about that right now while you're going through all these hard times. Even if it gets hard, even if you lose something, even if you lose your job, your income, God will provide for you. I know that we wait around on this money from the government. No matter who's in power, God controls all. No matter whether you get the check, no matter whether you don't get the check, no matter whether you lose a job, God will make sure that his people has everything that they need. These guys went into the fire, into this fiery furnace. He turned it up to kill these boys. And what's so amazing is that the king sees a 4th person inside the furnace. It's believed that this is a sign of Jesus in the furnace walking in with them. So the revelation for today is, no matter what you're going through, Jesus will come in it with you. Jesus will come in the fire with you. That's not saying that the fire won't happen, because obviously the fire happened. But Jesus will come in the fire with you. He will walk around and protect you, and you will leave out of the fire and you won't smell like smoke. So my prayer and my decree to you today is that you keep walking, and you keep walking in faith, and God will walk along with you, and he will protect you. And when you get out of this, you won't even smell like smoke. You won't even seem like you hadn't had money coming in for the last 2 weeks, the last 2 months, the last 3 months. You won't seem like you've been wanting or needing anything, because God will provide for you. At this time, I want you to realize that there's nothing that this world can do to you that God can't fix. There's nothing that your job can do. There's nothing that the economy can do. And there's frankly nothing that the president can do for us. Not to speak against him or the politicians. I understand everybody has a job and they do their job. But God will protect me above all. I only depend on God to give me the things that I need, to give me the things that my family needs. If we take this time and we spend a little more time in the book and we get closer to God, then amazing things will happen. It doesn't matter if you cannot go to the church house, because originally we all know that the church is the people. It's not about a building, it's about the people. And God's people are in need like never before. Today, I want all of you who can do something to do all that you can for God's people. People will need a toilet paper and going out and going crazy and can't find it. I bought 2 cases. I will give away a case and a half to all who needs it, not because I want to be praised or I want to be looked at as a good person. It's because there was something that I had the chance to do for God. I always look for an opportunity to help God's people, and I want you to do the same. And if you are in a position right now to where you need that help, begin to pray, and God will send that help. You will realize no matter what happens to this, maybe you'll get the stimulus money in 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, but in all those weeks Until then, God will provide for you better than you provided for yourself all year long. This is the time that you have to lean on God. See, generally we want to lean on ourselves and do the things that we think is best. But I promise you, if you will lean on God and show him that at this time you are weak, he is strong, he can do all things, and give it to him. I mean, God does his best work when you're weak. When I'm in my weakest form, God shows out. When I act like I have something left to do, something left that I can bring to the table, God will sit there and watch, and he'll wait for me to deplete all the things that I can humanly do. Because he knows once I finish messing things up, he can push me out of the way and come in and fix it. He can come into the situation and make it better. I know that this is tough. God's given me a ministry to speak to people who are in pain, to speak to people who are sick, physically, mentally, spiritually, hurt. Those are my people. Those are the people who I speak to, and I think they understand through my voice, through my spirit, that I've experienced things in life just as they have, but God will always bring you out. I know some people say, well, he never brought me out, and it's been 30 years, it's been 50 years, it's been 60 years. It does not matter. What matters is today. Go to him. Ask for forgiveness. Give your life to him. And this is for some people who've been lifelong Christians. I mean, we can call ourselves a Christian, but we don't do the things in a way that would honor God. So I pray today that you would take the time and go to God and tell God whatever you need. Whatever you need. Nothing's too big and nothing's too small. But God will do above and beyond anything you can imagine. So go to him and tell him right now what you need. God is going to make a way. God has petitioned me to come and speak to you today, not so that you can hear it, so that he can move, so that something can be activated within your spirit and God will move. So I pray that you'll take that next step, that you would have the faith to believe that no matter what's around you, no matter what's going on with the economy, with the president, with your job, it does not matter. Go to God and God will heal everything. So I thank you guys for coming out and watching, and I hope that you get something out of it that will truly touch your spirit and electrify you in a new way, that will move you in a new way. Understand that in these times, God is the only way for us to get through this. We can try it our way, and we will fail and fail and fail and fail. But the great thing about God is that we can fail 1,000,000 times and he'll still be waiting on us on the other side. So today is the day that he's waiting for you. He's had his hands out. Reach your hands out and grab him. God bless you. Y'all have a great day.